Hey guys, it's Karina with Karina Loves to Plan. Welcome back to my channel. So here I am ripping open this very big box from Japan, and ordering from Japan actually was a little bit cheaper than ordering from any US or even Canadian retailer, and it actually arrived very, very quickly. But this box is actually quite big for what's in here. So let's go ahead and take this out. That's all. And when I say that's all, I mean like it's a very small package for what's in the size of the box. Okay, so let's go ahead and unwrap this. And I decided to order this from Japan because there were quite a few US and Canadian retailers that had one part but didn't have the other. And I just thought, why not go ahead and just order from Japan? And even with the customs charges, it ended up being a little bit cheaper. All right, so what did I order? You can tell from the name, something from KAKIMORI, and ooh, okay, so this is actually a very interesting box. I love the way that they've done that. So this is the KAKIMORI nib holder, and this is in the Sakura wood. Isn't it beautiful? And it just feels really sturdy. And then in this small box, again, whoa, before that rolls away, I love the packaging. So this is the KAKIMORI brass nib. I love the packaging. It's all recyclable, I'm sure, but then it comes with, oh, how cute. It's this little, I guess, warranty and how to clean. So use and care guide. Oh, I love the packaging. I don't know what it is. Ink flow at the beginning may not be insufficient due to oil covering the surface of the nib. It will be smoother gradually as you clean it with water or dip it in ink. All right, so in here is the brass nib. So these normally actually have to be purchased separately. It doesn't come as a package, so you have to purchase the brass nib, and the nib actually comes as either brass, or they also have a metal or a steel one, and then you can actually put it straight into, I believe it's straight into, hold on, yes, and it pushes right in. Oh, I love that. So looking from there and then putting that right in here, it actually pushes right in. How easy was that to set up? So I'll show you guys why I decided to purchase this versus any other dip pen that I currently have. So the first dip pen that I ever purchased was this Moonman dip pen from Amazon, and it's actually a really good little dip pen for what it is. It has the glass dip pen attachment, but you can actually screw this out, and it came with a nib feed as well as a converter, so it could still be a fountain pen. But I liked this because I liked that it had a cover, and it worked really, really well for me until I ended up breaking off a part of the nib. Now the thing with glass dip pens is that they do hold ink quite well. There are some, and I'll show you in a second here, a different one that I have. There are some that don't hold ink quite as well, but really it's those ridges that you see in the glass dip pen that help hold the ink in there. However, with the glass dip pen, you really only get one sort of line width. That is Lucy scratching at the door. When this glass dip pen broke, that's gonna, oh, stay in the same spot. I ended up buying this glass dip pen from Amazon, and it was cheaper. I already broke the end off. I am just a klutz with glass dip pens, but you can see here, there's a lot of ridges that will hold the ink. But this one actually didn't hold ink as well as the Moonman dip pen. It was just inconsistent and felt like it was hard starting. And it was like I had to hold the pen in a very specific angle in order to get the ink to flow. So I wasn't a big fan of this glass dip pen. They're great for, I guess, very short bursts of ink swatching, but I wouldn't recommend this glass dip pen. I would recommend this one for sure, but not this second one. I actually have a link to this in the description below. But after purchasing a couple of glass dip pens, I thought I need something that's a little bit more sturdy and a little bit more, I guess, what is the word? Not as prone to my clumsiness. There we go. So I ended up purchasing, oh, let's move that to the side here. So I decided to go with the KAKIMORI brass dip pen. And you can see in the nib here, there are some ridges here that are similar to a glass dip pen, but I'm going to show you a little bit of something here with this pen. But I love this nib holder. There are some other manufacturers that have nib holders for the KAKIMORI brass dip pen, but I just love the classic look of this wood. Now KAKIMORI also, like I said, has the steel nib, which feels slightly different to the brass nib because the brass nib over time will patina with use. They also have just a steel fountain pen nib. So I'm gonna stick with this one for now and see how I feel, but this will just be great for me for ink swatching. So I'm gonna go ahead and do some sample ink swatching now. So let's go ahead and write, this is the KAKIMORI brass dip pen. My first impressions of the writing is that it is a little bit scratchy, but I mean, I wasn't expecting it to be smooth like a Pilot or anything like that. One of the things that I wanted to see was how much ink this would hold, but the great thing about the KAKIMORI nib as well, let's wipe off a little bit the excess there, is that depending on what angle you hold it, so if you hold it up and down just like this, you will get a very thin line, and then the closer to the angle that you get to, oh my gosh, I need to fill that up again. So let's fill it in with more ink. Oh boy. So depending on what other angle that you are holding it at, so the closer to the paper, you'll get thicker strokes. So let's, oh, look at that, that's gorgeous. So then again, starting to almost 90 degrees, and then going down, and down even further. Well, that's not the best example. And then, am I just holding it at the wrong angle? Look at that. I probably need more ink on there. So far, I'm probably not showing off the best example of this, but it cleans off so easily in the water. And is there any ink left behind? No, there isn't. So I'm gonna try this one more time, and I am using a new sample of ink here. This is Diamine Inkvent Red Edition Sub-Zero, and this was actually a sample given to me by PenChalet in an order, and this is the first time that I'm swatching it. So this might not be the best representation, but I also don't fear using shimmer inks in this. I'm gonna wipe the end off so that I don't get a ton of ink on my fingers. So let's try this again. Just like that. That. Oh, there we go. There we go. There. That is what I wanted to see. And look at that. It's just, I love the line variation that you're gonna get. And yeah, you're gonna have to turn the nib to get the ink out of all of those grooves, but so far it writes so much better than the glass dip pen. It looks like it lasts a little bit longer than that too. And so far I enjoy it. And you can still see, even with a dip pen, the shimmer in this ink. So I'm gonna try one more thing here, shake up this sample. Woo! Oh my God, I'm so glad that that lid was on. So try one more thing, because what I hope to do with the KAKIMORI nib, and again, I apologize if I'm saying that incorrectly, please let me know the proper pronunciation. I do use paint brushes for my swatches, but it would be nice to just use, look at how much ink that puts down, the KAKIMORI nib for swatching. It just puts down such a great amount of ink. and then it washes off so easily in water. I'm just wiping that off. And look at how clean that is. Pretty clean. So far, I like it. I'll do one more to actually even name what this ink is, because I haven't done that yet. So this is Diamine ink vent Sub-Zero. Now yes, the nib feels scratchy. I do have to say that. It's not smooth like a Pilot, like I said, or even a Sailor, but that's not what I'm using this for. I'm using this for ink swatching. Oh gosh, let's see how long this will go for. Yeah, for ink swatching, testing out new inks. And I know that this will patina over time as well. Box, like look at how long this is lasting. From one dip, that's still going, and it looks like there's still enough in there. So that is amazing how much that lasts. I'm sure that I could probably write a full page or even like half a page and it would be absolutely fine. And what I love is that this nib still shows off some of the shading and some of the shimmering properties. So I am looking forward to using this for future ink sampling videos. So let's clean that off there so I don't get any more myself. Perfect. So first impressions of the KAKIMORI nib. I love it. I absolutely love it, and I think it's going to be an amazing addition for doing ink swatching, because I love using my paintbrushes and I don't think I'll ever stop using it, but this will be good for just writing the names of the inks, or if I want to do just one entry in just one color without inking up a pen, this will be really great for that. I am glad I made this purchase. Now, compared to the other dip pens, this one is a little bit more expensive. Oh gosh, I didn't even see all of that, how much I wrote down there. This is going to be a little bit more expensive than your regular glass dip pen, but definitely worth it. I think this will much last longer than any of the glass dip pens that I previously purchased. All right, so that is it for me. That is my quick unboxing and review of the KAKIMORI nib. Do you have any dip pens, and which ones are you currently using? What are your preferences? Let me know in the comments below. But that is it for me. Thank you guys so much for watching this quick unboxing and review. If you have any questions, please leave them down in the comments below. Thanks again for watching, and have yourselves a great day.